ladies and gentlemen, put them together for Sandman.
Hello. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. I am the Sandman. I'm quite excited for the occasion. Of course, I'm also a little artificially excited. You see, I took a little pill on the way in here tonight. It's not something I normally do. I gave in to the peer pressure a little bit. You know, a mate said, "Hey, why don't you take this pill?" And I thought, oh, I'll try it. It was a little bit stupid of me because I'd never taken it before and I didn't know what it would do. Now I'm bloody confused because it's got me talking in an English accent, and now I've got no idea how long it's going to bloody last. Oh, there we go. All right, thank you. I'm just joking with you, mates. I am here tonight sober and clear-headed, ready to rock this thing. That's right. Give it up for me. Give it up for me. Give it up for me. Do you wanna... Wait a minute, this isn't a concert. So wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, drugs. Not that I'm judging anyone who does use drugs. I really don't care if people want to use drugs responsibly. But some ideas are just crazy to me. Like, people are talking about making hard drugs available at gas stations. I mean, I see headlines about this, stories in the news, putting drugs in vending machines. And I swear, every time I hear this, the only image that comes to my mind is, have you ever seen how people behave when a Snickers bar gets stuck in the thing?
Turn into raging animals. Shaking the thing back and forth, pounding their head on the glass.
Well, what are they going to do when they get stiff $20 on a 2-pack of Perks that got stuck in the little twisty thing? I've always found it curious, actually, why certain drugs get the reputation they do. It's like cocaine is seen as this ritzy Hollywood glam type of drug, while crack gets associated with poverty and welfare and blowing strangers for $12. Well, that's my price anyway. It's the same ingredient. I mean, it's the same drug in different forms. I guess the way I've come to think of it is that Coke is kind of like bungee jumping. There's risk involved. You don't want to press your luck. But for the most part, an occasional indulgence isn't going to really throw you off track. Smoking crack is more like going over Niagara Falls in a barrel. And people do it. There are routinely documented cases of people making this decision. But that's really a commitment to like a new lifestyle and a new persona. It's not something you just do and then show back up at the office on Monday like everything's normal. Hey, Bill, how was your weekend? Good. I smoked crack and went over Niagara Falls in a barrel. By the way, I'm going to need that Johnson report on my desk by 5. Sure, Bill. That's fine. Bzz, security. Yeah, I'm about to fire someone. I'm not sure how he's going to take it. I think it's pretty clear that the best way to treat or prevent drug dependency is to just have like meaningful activity in your life. Pursuits that you can look forward to. This is actually something that I took a little time for me to, find comedy as something that I could really work toward and build on. Before that, people had all kinds of suggestions for me. Some people thought I should get a punching bag, but I don't know, I kind of like being single. You guys, just a joke, you guys. It's comedy. I've never been an abusive partner. And then there was a guy around the corner who was extolling the thrilling engagement of numismatics which is coin collecting. Of course, he was homeless, so I took that with a grain of salt. Which I then felt bad about, because that was his dinner. Damn, I'm on fire! It's alright though, I gave him a penny for his thoughts, so he was able to get a grain of sugar for dessert. Now there's an old phrase that really puts inflation into perspective. Penny for your thoughts, lad. Because obviously at some point that must have been a fair exchange. I give you a penny, tell me what's on your mind. Penny used to be worth something. Nowadays I think accosting a stranger that way would be seen as a pretty indecent proposal. Hey, what are you thinking? Give you a penny if you tell me. I honestly can't think of a faster way to get punched in the face. I feel bad though, man. I feel bad for that homeless guy because, he's a good dude, but drugs and alcohol just, turned him into a schizo. He's one of those guys that doesn't trust like the kitchen appliances. He thinks they're spying on them and whatever. To be honest though, I've never fully trusted technology myself. Ever since the first time my computer started asking me about my cookies.
Hey, this website uses cookies. What are your preferences in cookies? Do you accept all cookies? Please, stop saying cookies.
Another big drawback around drugs is that they tend to proliferate gang activity. And that's no good. And the biggest drawback to gangs is not the violence. I mean, the violence sucks. But the real scourge of gangs in America is the way they carve and scribble on all the public bathrooms. I mean, what's going on? Carving on the mirror, drawing on the walls of the stall, even carving the toilet seat itself. Think about that. You have to actually get down on your hands and knees of a public bathroom with your face hovering over a toilet bowl to hand carve something that nobody's going to be able to read. Nobody has any idea what these things are saying. I mean, do you really feel satisfied when you finally stand back up from that and survey your handiwork? Joe, I come and live in a toilet, man. Fucking badass. And I ain't even flush that shit, man. And that shit had poop in it, man. Dude, you need a father. You need to come home from your gang right now and fucking mow the lawn or something. Even worse than the normal bathroom stalls are when you see the toilet seat carved on or the walls scribbled on in a porta potty. People will actually spend the time inside the most rancid compartment of filth a human could confine themselves within. Just post it up in the porta potty, just relaxing like some kind of artist with an easel and a brush, just getting their Bob Ross on. Now then, let's go right up over here. Let's add a little tree by this pea splash. That's why I'm always a little bit skeptical when archaeologists are talking up the value and the importance of these prehistoric cave paintings that they find sometimes. We read it backwards, thinking, this must have been like the high art for them, the pinnacle of ancient culture, when in reality it could have just been some, Egyptian teenage derelict just sitting around goofing off, and a bunch of other Egyptians outside going, hey, get out of that cave. We all just took a shit in there. So in conclusion, do drugs, don't do drugs, I don't care. Just whatever you do, don't let them start making you do weird stuff. Anyway, you've been a lovely audience. Ride safe in the tube tonight. Peace out.